up-to-date new information for you on a daily basis. And we've produced 3 great readers. Most recently, the reader that had the funding snapshot, which I hope you'll take a look at, that just came out right before you came to this conference. And also something really special, which was a research project that Tamara, I have to give Tamara Peterson credit for this, that Tamara came up with, where we took some old research and previously, actually, I shouldn't say old research. What I should say is, let me rephrase that. Significant research that was important to the field in the past. And republished that along with responses from, now I'm going to say old grant makers. Grant makers with experience from the past, juxtaposed with a response from grant makers who have less experience about the past. Anyway, it's really an exciting series, and I hope you'll take a look at all of that research and the responses to it. But one of the most exciting things that we did was that we actually revived the report that was done that was called Autopsy of an Orchestra, that was done by Melanie Bean and a couple other folks back in the 80s, maybe late 80s, and reformatted it so that it's now available digitally. And it had not been in the past. It was only in paper form, and then you had to copy. Redid the graphs, so now that you can get it from the GIA website, and I'm sure if you just Googled Autopsy for an Orchestra that it will come up. So we're really pleased about that. For all of this work, I have to say that I have to thank you, our members, because you really are the inspiration for our programming. It is your ideas, your questions, your passion that motivates our daily practice at the GIA office. So welcome to your conference, and we hope that you use your programs that we have offered up to you. And also I want to just welcome everyone, because it is the diversity of this membership that makes us effective. It is the fact that we have small family foundations and large institutional foundations sitting next to local arts agencies, state arts agencies, community foundations, and corporate funders. This is really the ecosystem that supports all of our missions. But more important than our differences, which are all about legal status and all that other stuff, are really our commonalities. Although we differ in size, legal status, and missions, we all believe that this is a better world and that we are better human beings because of artists and the vast array of art that they share with us. And how happy we are always to be in a room where not for 1 second do we have to explain what that means to the person next to us. Nice. So, welcome to your conference. I also have to say that I have the best staff. I would give my staff to all of you, except that I won't give up one of them. They are fantastic, fabulous, hardworking, good people. And I want to thank all of them. They have little green badges. Half of them are down at the registration table still. But I want to thank them because they are really the ones who put out every day the kinds of programs that we hope that you will use and you will find useful. And although we have a fantastic staff, we cannot put on these conferences without a lot of direction and help and financial support. So I first want to thank the Knight Foundation for their generous primary sponsor gift. Is Dennis Scholl here? Might be too early for Dennis. Sorry. Okay, evidently not. So, okay, don't tell Dennis I said that, all right? Okay, but we want to thank the Knight Foundation for their generous primary sponsor gift, and we want to thank Bloomberg Philanthropies, J.P. Morgan, MetLife Foundation, and the Miami-Dade Department of Cultural Affairs for their leadership gifts. Yay! And then I hope that you'll look on page 28 to find all the funders who helped us out with this conference. So I want to introduce you to the people who have endured our intrusion, and I just want to point them out to you. They've endured our intrusion on a regular basis into their normal lives every 2 weeks for the past 10 months, and they are the conference committee. They're Mary Becht, who was the director of the Broward County Cultural Division. So being on the GIA Conference Committee evidently was the inspiration for Mary to finally retire after 30 years. So Mary is now in Europe somewhere, having a fabulous time. But literally, I've known Mary for many years. She was fantastic. She did a great job for Broward County, and she was very helpful on our committee. Rohit Berman. This doesn't sound so good. Rohit Berman, who was with MetLife Foundation when we started this process, is now executive director of Europe, Africa, and Middle East programs for the MAC AIDS Fund, and could not be at the conference because he's in South Africa. It's a wonderful personal choice for him. He's ecstatic about the job, and we're going to miss him in the next 3 days. I miss him already. So, but he was also terrific. Tatiana Hernandez, Arts Associate from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. Deborah Margol, Deputy Director of Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs. Patrice Walker-Powell. This may be the first time we had somebody from the National Endowment for the Arts on our Planning Committee. So Patrice Powell, Deputy Chairman of Programs and Partnerships at the National Endowment for the Arts. Dennis Scholl, Vice President of Arts for John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. James Shermer, the Grants Administrator from the Broward County Cultural Division. Michael Spring, Director of Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs. And then, of course, our own GIA's Deputy Director, Tomer Peterson. So could I ask those people to stand if you're in the room, and let's all thank them very much. Thank you, thank you.